good buddy of mine, Jesse, he gave me the Shackles, and I think these are rough country Shackles. The only thing is he took the bushings out and used them for something else, so I had to track some down, and we'll check those out in a bit. But first, I gotta clean these things, so I just got a bucket of soapy water. Alright, so after soaking these overnight, they are pretty clean. There's still rust on these, but I mean, they're gonna get fucked up right away anyway. They're underneath the truck one winter and they'll look just like this again. We give them a squirt of primer, and then we'll paint them with something. Well, I decided to paint these red. I got this red paint that I really like, and we'll see how it holds up. So what we got here are nicely painted Shackles. I took a wire brush to the rust. I could have done a nicer job, but... So I knew I needed bushings, and what I ended up with are these energy suspension. This is the model number of this. If this is any use to anyone out there. They're just OEM Shackle bushings, and they were about 25 bucks for me. So for you Americans, they're probably like 10, 15 bucks. They give you a little bit of grease with these things, and it's a good idea to goop some on there. If you use up all of this, I'm pretty sure you can get away with using just some silicone grease. I'm pretty certain that's all this stuff is. Don't take my word for it, I have no fucking idea. That's way too much. Extra's not gonna hurt, you can just wipe it off. Little persuasion with the rubber mallet. Try to get it as centered as you can. And that's really it for the bushings. Just wipe off any excess grease that gooped out. The nut is inside this frame rail here, behind this mount. And I'm hoping, but I'm not sure, that you can get to it through that little hole. Seems like you can. Chalk your front tires and support the body of your truck, like I've done over there and over there, and then let your axle hang. Almost got that bolt out. It was pretty stuck, but I was able to get it out with a big breaker bar and some patience. Ah! Hey, I didn't even ruin it or nothing. Sweet. Because I got to reuse this because I didn't get any new hardware. I'm going to lower this jack and see if this comes down a bit. Yeah, look at that. Freshly removed. Oh yeah, that bushing's rough, eh? Here's one of the old Shackles compared to a new Shackle. And yeah, not much to say about it other than the size difference, obviously. I'm going to try out this first set of holes here first because I don't want to get too much lift out of this. It'll be about that much longer. Okay, now that I took that tire off, I should be able to lower this axle down enough to get that Shackle on. I wouldn't have had to do this if I'd lifted the vehicle up higher in the first place, but I didn't really have a lot of room for that. Still can't get it down far enough. I think what I gotta do is undo this guy and pop this shock off. What the fuck? Fuck me. What a pain in the dick. So after lots and lots of pissing around, I soon figured out that if I disconnect both sides and drop the axle evenly, then of course the springs will line up with the Shackles a lot better. So pro tip, do that. Well, doing both at the same time worked out. I still have to fight with that one to get it on, but I got this guy on. As you can see, the paint took a beating. Also, I learned from doing this side that I didn't need to take my tire off. And I didn't need to take that shock off because, as you can see, this tire's on and I didn't take that shock off either. So you get enough clearance, you just have to make sure to do it right. I also had some interference with my exhaust here. Not so much once the shackle's in, but just to be able to get it in, it was in the way, and I was able to give myself some room by loosening up this bracket, giving me some wiggle room. Yours is likely different, so good luck. Alright, well, there we go. I got it back on the ground. The only thing I got left to do is torque the shackle bolts, take it for a test drive, but I think everything's going to be good. Aside from being a bit of a dick to get on, they seem to fit good. The only thing you might run into is this bumper bolt here. It's right there. There's one on each side. It might interfere with your shackle. Doesn't interfere with mine. For now, I'm going to ignore it. It's probably going away anyway when I replace this back bumper with something else. As far as the ride height, it actually brought up the rear end quite a bit. It sits pretty level with the front now. In fact, it sits a little higher. And when I started this on the factory shackles, it was actually sitting just a little lower than the front. And they say this improves your ride quality too. Okay, so if you enjoyed watching this at all, then give a like, show me some support so I can afford a real haircut, because I keep doing it myself and it turns out awful. Tune in next time and go watch a bunch of my other videos. Give those likes if you haven't yet. Take care.